back to my garden. My name is FaeAna and I love fairy tales. Do you? This is my best friend Twig and he loves fairy tales too. What's that, Twig? You want to hear a story about a dragon? Well, I'm afraid I don't have a story about a dragon today. Today I got a little fancy because we have a very special story about a very beautiful princess. Would you like to hear it? Wonderful. Once upon a time there was a princess named Pearl, and the kingdom proclaimed her the most beautiful girl. And the king and the queen loved her most of all, spoiling her rotten with gifts and fancy dancing balls. The years came and passed on by, and everyone said her beauty could not be denied. But all of that praise went straight to her head, and she became snotty and someone to dread. Where are my presents? I haven't gotten any presents today. Gimme. Ooh. Too much wrapping. Wrap this anyway. A stuffed pony? What am I going to do with a stuffed pony? I want a real pony. A book? Princesses don't read books. What am I going to do with that? You call this a crown? Look at how small it is. Don't you love me at all? Must be something in here that's worth keeping. Ooh, this I can definitely use. A golden ball? This is my new favorite thing. Look how pretty and shiny it is. Oh, and a beautiful pearl necklace, just like my name. Oh, I'm going to wear it all the time. Look at how it shines. So pretty. Like that. Oh, so beautiful. I'm going to keep this in a very safe place. Hours and hours she'd look in her mirror, primping and fussing to see herself clearer. Get out of my light, I can't see anything. Oh, what a beautiful mirror. Every word from her mouth was unkind and bad. She made people cry. She made people sad. And no one came around, and it made the king mad. So he finally declared this had to stop, and he sat her down for a talk. He told her beauty was only skin deep, and that she was ugly the way she did speak. No more gifts, and grounded to the palace until you can prove no more malice. That's a fancy word for being mean and unkind all the time. And do you know what she did day after day? She walked along the lake, tossing her favorite golden ball, feeling sorry for herself, wondering why she had been punished at all. One day, while walking by the lake, her favorite golden ball fell and sank. Why me, for goodness sakes? She sat on the bank and she whined and she cried, disturbing a frog that swam nearby. And he was a kind frog and wondered why she cried. And he hopped right up by her side. Ribbit! Ew, get away, she said. Ribbit! But you've disturbed my pond. I must know what's wrong. Why would you even care about me? You're so small and ugly and slimy. Ribbit! I wouldn't bother, except you're so whiny. You see, my pond was peaceful and quiet until you came along and caused such a riot. Well, if you must know, my favorite ball fell into your pond. Now leave me alone. Swim along. Ribbit. With pleasure, and he started to leave. He can swim, she thought, but wait, you can help me. Ribbit. Help you? What's in it for me? Anything you want, I have many treasures, you see. Ribbit. Anything I want, you've got a deal. And he dove into the pond with a happy squeal. She was so happy when he came back with her ball that she ran to the palace, forgetting she had made a promise at all. "Ribbit, but wait, you gave me your word." But she was long gone, he could not be heard. That night at the palace there was a knock at the door, and in hopped the frog onto the floor. "What's this?" asked the king. "Begging your pardon, sire, but I have some business with your princess." The frog then told the king what she had promised, and she was ashamed and very embarrassed. "Ribbit, all I want is a kiss on my head." "Ew, no! I'll give you anything else instead." But the king was stern and demanded it done. "Ribbit, not unless she wants to. It must be one." "Then he'll live here in the palace," the king said. "Now share your dinner and be off to bed." So he slept on her pillow, and he ate from her plate, and he followed her everywhere and continued to wait. Weeks came and passed on by, and soon the princess's inner beauty could no longer hide. For she would laugh at the jokes he would tell, and when she got ill, he made her feel well. And soon her heart became soft, and she could see that he was full of charm, and she started to have feelings of friendship that made her heart warm. She was so fun to be around that all of her friends came back to the palace grounds. He was kind and showed her what a true friend should be. And one night, without thinking, she kissed him on the head before falling asleep. When she awoke the next morning, her dear frog was gone. Where did he go? Back to his pond? Sadly, she came down to breakfast, trying not to cry, and was greeted by a handsome prince that waited outside. "Who's this?" she asked, looking into his eyes. "It is I, princess, your frog," the handsome prince replied. She could hardly believe it, but her heart spoke the truth. It was her dear friend. She needed no proof. Then the prince told his story of old, of an ugly witch who cursed him while seeking treasures in gold. You see, she helped a king and a queen to have a baby, and they promised her many treasures, you see. But they did not do as they said, and she became angry and someone to dread, kind of like the princess. "I'm going to curse your child as a froggy until he's kissed by a real beauty." And with the whisk of her hand the deed was done, and he had been a frog since he was one. But now I am happy and set free, and I'd really love to marry my real beauty. So all was well in the kingdom. The princess changed her rotten ways, learned how to keep her promises, and saw through the outer appearance of another, and together they lived happily ever after. The end. Did you like my story? I'm so glad. Twig and I love this story very much, and think it's very important that people know that what you see on the outside is not always what's on the inside. I hope you'll join Twig and I next time as we share another story with you. Until then, I hope you have the most magical